Hello, people. Welcome to another edition of Singles and Married with Christi. I hope you were able to follow our last video. It was a special edition, and of course, every edition is special. Today, I am excited welcoming you again. The topic we'll be considering today is going to be a series, and the reason for us looking at this topic came as a result of a series of counseling sessions I had in the past, let's say, 2 weeks or so. And it had to do with couples, and a lot of issues surrounding marriage. And one of the things I discovered in the process of counseling these people is that most of them knew something about their partner before they got married, and they totally closed their eyes to it. They thought the person was going to change or things were going to change, and so they believed in their hearts and they entered into marriage like that. Permit me to use the word, they took a risk that they shouldn't have taken. Marriage is not a place that you should take some certain kind of risk, and they entered into it, and now it's really difficult, it's really challenging. And now this is why I decided that I should talk about this danger signs to look out for in a relationship. When you are in a relationship with somebody, there are things that you should look out for. Relationship is not just about going out to eat shawarma and burger, or take ice cream. No, it is much more than that. Indeed, if you are looking at settling down into marriage with someone, the period of courtship, you need to open your eyes. Like I saw somewhere, it says that courtship is not a time for intercourse, it is a time for interview, and then permit me to add that it is a time for your eyes to be open, to be able to see those things that ordinarily the person will not make you see them. Now, when you see those things, it is a risk for you to say, oh, they will change, and these are some of the danger signs that you will be looking at. So I'm going to be talking about a few of them on this video, and then we'll continue in the subsequent videos. Danger sign number 1: they do not talk about Jesus, and they get uncomfortable and try to change the topic when you do. Now, this is danger sign number 1. Remember that I am talking to you as a believer in Jesus, and so one thing my Bible tells me is that as a child of God, you are not to be unequally yoked with an unbeliever. Now, one way to know that someone is of like mind with you is that when you are together, you get to discuss issues, around the thing that brings you together. And one of those things is for a believer is for you to talk about Jesus. There is no way that I will be with my friends, that are of the faith, of the same faith. Of course, I have friends that are of different faith, but there are people that when you are together with and you discuss certain issues. For example, there are people that when you are together with, your concentration is business. There are people when you are together with, your concentration is politics. Now, when you are in a relationship with somebody you are planning to get married to, and the person doesn't talk about Jesus, it is a danger signal. It is a very big danger signal. Or they just try to wave it away when you try to bring up discussions that include Jesus. When you talk about Jesus, when you talk about salvation, when you talk about life of service, and everything, they do not like it. They get uncomfortable. You need to watch out for these signals. They might truly not be born again, or they might not be transformed believers. And I assure you that any believer that is not transformed is a danger to somebody, because he or she has not allowed the Holy Spirit to brood upon them, to walk upon them, and make them to begin to be like Christ even in experience. So such kind of people are very, very toxic. You need to be careful. So this is danger sign number one, that when you see someone not talking about Jesus or getting uncomfortable when you raise the issue, it is a danger sign. I have to move to point number two. Point number two, they are not part of any church. When you find somebody that is not in any church, they don't have a church, they don't go to any church, they are not in either the Orthodox, they are not in the Pentecostal, they are not anywhere, that is a danger signal already. And then maybe when you want to get married, they will even tell you, we can go and do it in your church. Now, and then I have seen people foolishly agree to these kind of things. Yes, you now go and do it in their church, and at the end of the day, you get married and you discover that they are not even born again, or they are just nominal Christians. They are just nominal people. They are just living their lives. They are not sold out to God. Now that is a danger sign. Now let me say, why am I saying that is a danger sign? It's a danger sign for someone not to, for a person not to love talking about God or not to be a part of any church, because it is when someone has truly understood how to love God or understood the love of God as well as how to love God in return that they will also be able to understand what it means to love you or to submit. It takes God to be able to really do marriage God's way. So when you really want to get into marriage and you find such kind of people, just know that it is a danger sign. Don't say, when I get married, people make such statements. When I get married, I will make him come to church. Or when I get married, I will make her come to church. Who are you? Are you the Holy Spirit? You are not. It takes the Holy Spirit to be able to convict someone and work on them to be able to come to that point. So when you say, oh, I will get married to them, and when we get married, they will change. Now you are taking a huge risk that might not get solution. I assure you that if a lot of married people that are in their homes today will open up to you about part of the challenges they are going through, and they will be sincere with you, they will tell you that they saw some of it while they were dating, while they were courting, and they closed their eyes or believed that the person would change in marriage, but it never happened, and now it has become a problem. So you need to be careful when they are not part of any church or they are not serving in any church. Now, danger sign number 3. When you don't know their closest circle. You are in a relationship with somebody and you don't know their circle. You don't know their friends. You don't know their closest people. You don't know their family members. You are just there. You don't know who they are interacting with, who their closest people are. Now that is a big danger sign, because that person might deliberately be keeping them away from you, because the kind of circle that they keep might not be the kind of circle that you will want to identify with. For example, someone can pretend, of course, people do pretend. Someone can pretend because maybe he has been, let's say, for example, the case of a man, trying to woo a young woman, and then over time he noticed that a lot of men have tried. He might pretend and come to church and behave like he's, sincere and everything. And then you do not know that his friends are the kinds that spend all their time clubbing at night, and going home in the morning. And while he has given you a picture that he loves God, he's always in church, he's always there for every program and everything, and then you don't care to investigate and find out their clothes. See, let me tell you, as a single person, if you are in a relationship, it's a time for investigation. Put on your cap, where you are able to go out there and investigate things and find out things for yourself. Do not take this for granted that this person is hiding his closest circle or her closest circle. They might just be people that you don't want to associate with, and so they keep them hidden until after marriage, and then you discover and wish that you had even found out before marriage. Another point I want to talk about, point number 4, is when they hide your relationship. Now, this is closely related, but it is different. When they hide your relationship, for example, You are in a relationship with someone, and maybe people are you step out somewhere, and instead of introducing you as, oh, this is my lady, or this is my man, he's saying, okay, please, I don't want them to know that we're going out. Just say that you are my sister, or that you are my friend, so he introduces you as just a friend. So other people think that there's nothing going on between you, while there's actually something going on. He's hiding your relationship, she's hiding your relationship. You have not met their parents, you have not met their family members, you have not met their siblings, you have not met anybody close to them. In fact, he or she does not want you too close to the family. Now, this is a danger signal. If you find this kind of signal, if you find this kind of thing, please, you need to know that you are in a relationship that is probably going to end up not so well when you get married to such a person. And then, closely related to this is point number 5, or maybe 6, I'm not sure, I think I missed one. When they separate you from the relationships that existed before. I have seen, and this happens mostly in cases where the person could get abusive. They ensure that they break you away from all the relationships you had before. Your friends, they disconnect you from your friends. They disconnect you from your family. They make you to burn bridges, with your friends and with your family members. So you end up alone. You become a loner. And why do they do that? They do that so that they will be able to have opportunity to do all that they want to do to you. If they have to abuse you, if they have to say all manner of things or do all manner of things to you, they do not want anybody talking sense to you. Because when you are close to those people, your relationships, your friends, your family members, the tendency is that when something is wrong, they will be able to see and tell you that this thing is wrong. Be careful here, be careful there. And so they separate you from them so that they will have exclusive rights to you, exclusive time with you. And then they will be able to do whatever thing they need to do. Maybe they manipulate you, maybe they abuse you. And because they have already separated you from these people, you find it difficult to be able to go to them for help. And so you are there in pain and in suffering. Now, and I have seen a lot of young people allow themselves get into positions like this, and then at the end of the day they will say, oh, after all, I have suffered so much in this relationship, so what will be my gain if I come out of this relationship? I better just endure and marry the person. And then they get married and things get worse. And then for a lot of people, they say, but he was never like that, or she was never like that. They didn't know it was always like that. The person was always like that, just that you were hiding it from them because there was a disconnect between you and them. And so you get, exactly what you were hiding from them. You begin to even face more in your marriage, and then you begin to wish that you hadn't gotten into that marriage. I think I'll take one more point and then we will end it. When they do not have a healthy relationship with their parents and siblings. When you are in a relationship with somebody and they do not have a healthy relationship with their parents or their siblings, it is a danger signal. And now, healthy relationship can mean both ways. For example, on the other hand, when they do not have regard for their parents, they do not honor their parents. Like recently, I was talking to some singles, and one of them said the reason why she left a relationship was because the young man had no regard at all for anybody, including his mom. His mom that is a widow, he had no regard for them. No one could talk to him. Now, because of that, she had to leave the relationship. So when that kind of thing happens, when you discover that the relationship they have with their parents, they do not honor their parents, they do not respect their parents, they are not in good terms with their siblings, they are always at loggerheads with their siblings, you need to watch out, because this is a danger signal. Because you need to know that if a man or a woman is truly a person that loves God and honors God, and a person that wants to honor God, they will honor their parents. You will see it even in the way they love their parents, the way they treat their parents, the way they respect their parents, the way they also respect their siblings, the way they treat them, the way they have a cordial relationship with them, a warm relationship with them. But when you discover that this kind of relationship does not exist, know that it is a danger signal. On the other hand, it might be unhealthy again, in the sense that the family is controlling of him or her. When you find a family that is controlling, just know that it is a danger sign, because it will definitely show up in your marriage. Unfortunately, I have to go now because I have far exceeded my time. So let's call these danger signs to watch out for in a relationship part 1, and we look forward to part 2 and probably part 3 and 4. Let's just keep our fingers crossed. I want to say thank you for staying with me on this video, and please, I want to plead with you, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, do so. Put on your notification button, and please always drop your comments, drop your questions even on the comment section, and we'll look at them and possibly do a video on them. So thank you so much for staying.